bari banyandikiye disikuru ariko sinabonye umwanya wo kuyinyuramo nanze gusoma ibintu ntumva neza nagira ngo rero tuganire icya mbere ndabashimira kuba mwabonye umwanya ngo dushobore kugira uyu mwiherero nk'uko bisanzwe bavuze ko ari wa 16 kandi hari benshi hano bamaze kujya muri iyo myiherero 16 yose ariko icyo nzi cyo ni uko ntawuje muri uyu mwiherero inshuro 16 akaba akiri mu mwanya umwe yatangiriyemo keretse jyewe gusa ubwo rero mfite byinshi byo kubabwira ni umwanya munyishyuze mbaze ngo ariko izo nshuro 16 zose umazemo tubwire ubwo nanjye nahindutse inararibonye iyo myaka 16 umwiherero icyo dufasha ni ukwicara tugatekereza reflection nuko gutekereza gufite aho guhera ni ugutekereza ku inshingano dufite twese nubwo twaba duhindura imyanya inshingano ubundi komeza ari imwe ni no kuvuga rero ngo urwo rugendo turimo dufitemo izo nshingano rugeze biganisha aho twifuza kugera aho twifuza kugera nta handi buri wese arabizi n'amajyambere mu burezi mu buzima bwiza guhaha tugahahirana tukagwiza ibyo twifuza kuba dutunze twese ariko ibi byose kandi iyi reflection tugomba gukora yo mu mwiherero igira ibice bibiri bigomba kuba biri muri ibyo bice bibiri byuzuzanya icyambere niba urugendo tururimo twese turufatanije uko twihuta kure turi bugere birabanza bishingire ku musanzu wa buri wese muri twebwe every individual every one of us individually has to be contributing something. If we can increase that contribution, so much the better. So how do we individually contribute to how fast and how far we have to move, we have to go. Now, iyo tumaze kwisuzuma individually, then ubwo biradufasha kumenya collectively nabwo uko tumeze twese hamwe uko tumeze igihugu kiba kimeze gite? Turacyarwana rero n'ikintu icyo abenshi bise critical mass. Critical mass yo kuvuga ngo ariko muri iyo collective ni bangahe, ni bande muri twe tugeze he kuri uwo mubare, kuri abo bantu bakora ibikwiye gukorwa, ku buryo n'abandi bagifite intege nkeya niyo baba bagihari, niyo baba bakiri benshi, ibintu biragenda bishingiye nibura kuri ya critical mass. Ndetse wasubira inyuma kugira ngo turaza kubibona mu kiganiro abandi bari buduhe, kuko turaza kureba gusa wenda mu ncamake iby'umwaka umwe, uvuga ngo ubushize turi hano mu mwiherero, dufite ibyo twasuzumye, dufite intege nke twasanze dufite cyangwa twagize ahantu aha n'aha. Uyu mwaka turangije, muri uyu mwiherero ubwo ni ukuvuga ngo twagombaga gusuzuma kuvuga ngo ariko ibyo twasanze dufiteho intege nke ubushize, izo ntege nke zashyizwemo, zongeyemo imbaraga gute? Intege nke zagabanutse gute kugira ngo zibe ziri mu benshi, aho noneho babe bakeya dushobora gutera imbere? Ibyo turaza kubibona, hari aho rero butugezeho, ariko mbere y'uko babitugezaho nabyo turabizi ngo imyaka 16 hari ubwo tugaruka tukisuzuma tugasanga aho twagize intege nke turacyahafite intege nke, nta cyakosowe. Ubu ni ukuvuga ngo hari ikibazo dufite kiturimo tudakemura, kandi tugomba kuba ubundi dukwiriye kuba dukemura, kubera urugendo turimo twiyemeje, buri wese agomba kugiramo uruhare. Ntabwo waba mu buzima aho utera intambwe ebyiri imbere ukongera ugatera indi usubira inyuma. Ushobora iteka niyo waba ugenda buhoro, yaba utera intambwe imwe gusa, niba ari n'igice cy'intambwe uhozeho ujya imbere, ariko gusubira inyuma usa n'uhunga aho waganaga ni ikibazo. Ni ikibazo abantu mwese twahamagaye hano mu myanya yose mukoreramo itandukanye dukwiye kuba dutekereza. Twahora tuvuga ibibazo dufite tukinenga, ubundi kwinenga nta kindi bigamije. Kwinenga ni ukuvuga ngo ese izi ntege nke nagize ni uko bitashobokaga ko ntari kuzigira nkatera imbere, cyangwa se niba nta kundi nayaga kugenza kuko naragize intege nke kubera ko ntari mfite ibyangombwa bihagije muri kiriya gihe. Ni ukuvuga ngo kwinenga ni ukuvuga ngo ngiye gukora uko nshoboye kose, nshake icyo narimbuze cyangwa icyo nabuze muri kiriya gihe, nkibone, nyubakireho, ntera imbere. There are no two ways about it. Nta bundi buryo. ntabwo wahora uvuga ngo ntacyo bitwaye, nzatera intambwe ebyiri imbere ntera indi inyuma, ibyo nagomba gukora ndetse nshoboye gukora ntabwo ari ngombwa ko bimena umutwe, hari n'abandi bazabikora, hari n'undi uzabikora. Hari n'abandi, turifuza ko habona abandi bazabikora, ariko wowe se, wowe kuki wivanyemo kandi ukivanamo ariko ukazifuza kugira inyungu mu by'abo bandi bakoze? Hari ikibazo rero. Uyu mwiherero akamaro kawo, tuza hano tugahura tukaganira tukabona umwanya uhagije tukisuzuma. Ntabwo ibyiza by'uyu mwiherero bitangira umunsi umwiherero watangiye ngo birangire umunsi umwiherero warangiye. Oya, umwiherero wari ukwiye kuba ibiwuvamo bidusunika, bitwihutisha mu rugendo twagendaga. Kagere ku yindi ngingo. Mwavugaga abo twatumiye ari urubyiruko, ari abikorera, ariko sinzi tuzashake n'ukuntu dukosora n'icyo kinyarwanda. Utikorera ninde? Kubera ko nibyumvikana ko ukorera leta ari umupagasi, hari ikintu cyitwa leta akorera gusa, leta itari twe, hari ikibazo. Natwe turikorera. Inshingano zose dufite uko twicaye hano turikorera. Ukorera igihugu cye aba yikorera. Ariko icyo nashaka kuvuga, nta ntambwe twatera ziriya nzego zose zavuzwe, urubyiruko, abikorera, abagore, abagabo, leta, tutuzuzanya, tudatekereza mu nzira imwe, tudafite vision imwe, ntaho twajya. Ni kwa gutera intambwe imwe imbere, wongera ugatera indi inyuma. Noneho ndaza genda gerageza nihuta ngere ku ngingo zindi nshaka kugeraho. Ku rubyiruko, ku bakiri bato, turabibasaba buri munsi, ariko murusheho kubyumva. Akenshi mu Kinyarwanda iyo bavuga ngo umwana bigenda bite, yajya kwangirika bihera mu iterura. Uko uterura umwana kumufata, niyo ntambwe ya mbere y'uburezi abona. Uko akura, uko akura areba abamuruta, areba ababyeyi, areba abavandimwe bamuruta uko bifata, nawe yifata atyo, almost automatically. Ni bake bashobora kubikira, kuvuga ngo we yakuriye cyangwa yateruwe atya, cyangwa yarezwe bitari neza, ariko amaze gukura we aba muzima, abatandukana n'aba bandi. Bibaho ariko ni bake. Niyo mpamvu rero twebwe mu rugendo tujyamo dukurikiranye. It's like a wave of generations. Bamwe baraza, twebwe aho tugeze sigaye mbarirwa mu basaza. I'm about to catch up with Tito Rutaremara. Ndamusatira, ndamwegereye. Urungano rwacu, ariko hari urundi ruturi inyuma. Hari abandi babari inyuma bo, n'abandi nuko. Iyo twe turi imbere, tudategura neza ibyo abadukurikiye batureberaho, cyane cyane kizaba nuko inenge yacu tuzayibaraga. Kandi muzarebe neza, murabizi imico mibi niyo ikurikizwa cyane kurusha imyiza. Imico mibi niyo igira influence. Abantu bigana imico mibi kuruta kwigana imico myiza, kuko imico mibi igira short term gains. Abantu rero niyo bararikira, niyo bihutira. Ni wari corruption, umuntu yaribye by'abantu bandi cyangwa ibya leta, harakira nibura mu mwanya muto, igihe bataramumenya ngo babimubaze, cyangwa hari abakira bikabahira bakabirambamo. Ariko ahenshi ntabwo biguhira, ntabwo bigenda neza. Ariko urumva kubera ko ariko n'undi ko yabikoze bikamuhira, niyo byaba ari igihe gito, nanjye reka aba ariko mbigenza. Nibyo byoroshye rero kurusha kuvuga ngo reka nkore uko nshoboye, ntera intambwe bitari ndende cyane, gahoro gahoro njya imbere. Biratinda. It can even be frustrating. You can be frustrated, especially iyo ureba abakuri iruhande banyura inzira z'ubusamo, bo bibahira bikaza byihuta. Iyo ubibona uravuga utari ko ngewe kuki ntakora biriya, niyo byaba bishigaje amezi ngo bimugwe hejuru. Ariko icyo gihe bitaramugwa hejuru, uravuga utari kujya kuki atari kuriya nabigenza, ukarambirwa intambwe ngufi wateraga ari kujya imbere, ugashaka gutera intambwe nyinshi mu nzira zitari zo, bikazakugaruka. Ngaruke ku kindi. Ubundi uko mbizi, uko namwe mukwiye kuba mubizi uko mbyumva, ntabwo ari ngombwa ngo abantu bose bagombe kunyura mu bigoranye, mu ngorane zikomeye, kugira ngo bashobore gukora neza bivana muri izo ngorane. Si ngombwa, ariko ahenshi bigenda bityo. Ariko icyo gituma bigenda bityo ni iki? Ni ukuvuga ngo iyo uba ahantu h'ubutayu, a desert, somebody threw you in a desert, you want to find a way of surviving in this desert. Niyo waba utari uyimenyereye. Rero gutari kundabaho nte. Mu desert, icyo tuzi nta mazi akunze kubayo menshi. Ubwo ariko icyo bivuga ni ukuvuga ngo uramutse uyabonye haguye imvura rimwe n'igitonyanga kuri wowe kiba gifite value. Sibyo? Yes, nicyo bivuze. Kubera ko you want to grab that, stick with it, and so that it pushes you another hour, another day. Right? Yes, urumva ngo kubera iyi challenge byatumye utekereza kuko uragomba kubaho, urashaka kubaho. Ubuti ndabaho nte. Niba ari n'ahantu h'imbeho utamenyereye imbeho, urashaka uko wifubika, urashaka icyo wifubika. Rwose uragishakisha ku buryo nubura n'umwenda urashaka n'ibiti ubishishure uvanemo ibintu so that you survive another hour, another day. Right? So nguvuga ngo the challenges, the adversity will force people to think smarter, to think harder, so that they survive, they find a solution, sometimes even find an opportunity in that environment of adversity. Icyo ntindira kuri ibyo nyababwira ni iki. Natwe ubwacu gihe hari ubwo ntabyumva neza, ubwo bitwara umwanya umuntu abisobanura cyangwa abisubiramo buri gihe. We have had enough challenges, twebwe nk'abanyarwanda, umuryango nyarwanda. Extreme, actually, challenges. Extreme challenges we have had. To not learn lessons from that, to not be inspired by that, to not be pushed by that to the extreme, to doing as much as you can. Sometimes even attempting what seemingly what is impossible. Surprises me. To not be pushed by the challenges we have had, we have gone through. We still have, actually. To be there and behave just in ordinary, normal way surprises me. In fact, it defeats the logic. Or even some of these laws, natural laws I was talking about, that the extreme challenge, adversity, should normally, ordinarily, push you to do your best so that you survive it. The only person who would not be responding to that the way they should is a person who has lost hope, who has given up, who maybe doesn't even value their own lives. But can we afford to be the kind of people that have given up, that have no hope? Is this something we wait for, or to be reminded? It's not enough. The challenges you face, you've got to be reminded Really? Forget about going to school and studying and doing all kinds of things, which are essential. They are very essential. But this is done to equip us with more possibilities, actually to be able to confront the adversity, the challenges we face. That's it. If you don't pick this knowledge and run with it to deal with your problems, with your challenges, what reminder do you need? From where? Except if you are a person that has lost every sense of feeling, thought, and hope. Whether it is an individual or a nation like ours, it's the same. It's the person, it's us, the nation, now. So these things should, every morning, we should be waking up to this. Every morning. It's not something you can afford to say, no, I will wake up to that once in a week, once in a month. What do you use the rest of the days for if you don't think about this? Hanyuma rero, aho niho hava the sort of carelessness. Really, literally carelessness. When we will see that, carelessness. Mu bintu n'ubushize twavuze tutashoboye gukora cyangwa tutakoze kandi tubifitiye ubushobozi. And you look for reasons why these things were not done or targets not achieved. The only explanation you find is that people just were careless, didn't think about it, didn't bother to think about it. It's self-defeating about us. It's absolutely self-defeating. I cannot understand it. I cannot understand it even when we have made progress. One, why we don't sustain it, or actually make sure that we are conscious about defending, protecting what we have already achieved, that you can afford to be so careless that you lay it to waste. Nibyo waruhiye, nibyo warariye amajoro wabigezeho, ariko bwacya bwakongera bukira bwakongera bugacya, you have even forgotten all about it when it is part of your life, of all things you have been fighting for, or you spent sleepless nights for. Let me go on the side of practical things now, of what I'm saying. Recently, we are in a situation, and this gives me an opportunity. I have kept quiet about so many things, but tried to attend, to them, pay attention, do my best, do this, and hoping that the best will come, and it doesn't come. Muzi ikibazo tumaranye iminsi n'abaturanyi bo hakurya muri Uganda. Ndagira ngo noneho niba ari ibanga namenaga ndibamenere ndibabwire kuko turabisangiye, kuko n'ibindi n'ubusanzwe biri mu binyamakuru biravugwa n'abantu uko ariho bose, basezera barabisobanura, hakurya bakabisobanura. Twebwe mu by'ukuri banabigizemo uruhare rundi nabo ku rundi rwego twicecekeye. Ariko uyu munsi ndashaka kugira ngo mbibaganirire mwebwe bayobozi bacu mwese muri hano na ku nzego zose, mbibabwire with the facts, with evidence, with figures where they are necessary. Just put it to you so that it's up to you to make your own judgment. You see, iyo mbona abantu bavuga ngo ndabibona mu binyamakuru biranditse, wakubwira ngo there is no problem. It's no problem. It's just bariya basazi bo hakurya mu Rwanda bari aho babuze ikindi bakora, bari aho bagafunga imipaka baturega ibintu byinshi, ko twica abanyarwanda bacu, ko twica abantu, ko ubu turabicanyi, ubu turi aho. We are nothing but just murderers of our own people. This is what we are being branded every day. Fine. There's a question on a few things. Kandi usibye ko ibyadindiye ku mupaka ibyabaye bifite izindi facts ntaho bihuriye n'ibibazo dusanganywe n'abaturanyi bacu bo muri Uganda. Ni ibintu kandi biri temporary, and the borders, I don't know whether they are open now or what that, those points that had been closed, Gatuna or what. Ababizi hano ni bande. Minister, what is the timeline? What is going? Nagira ngo mbyumve neza, then sobanura ibindi nshaka kugeraho.
Your Excellency, mpaka dufite ni Gatuna na Cyanika na Kagitumba. Kuri Gatuna hariho ongoing constructions. Bizarangira nko kubaka one stop border post, bizarangira nko mu kwa gatanu. Akaba hariho slowing down of
it is slowing down or not stopping it completely, or
it's not stopped, it's just slowed down.
Is there a way of speeding it up, of while you do your construction, speeding up flow of things as easy as they should be, at least, so that we remove this excuse, because there are real issues that we need to be dealing with, other than fighting over closure or opening of the border.
Yes, sir. For smaller vehicles on our side that they are moving, the trucks, the challenge we are having now is the backload iri kuri side ya Uganda.
Yeah, trucks.
Yeah, trucks, heavy trucks, which zo zigomba guca Kagitumba na Cyanika.
Kagitumba na Cyanika, they are open.
Yes, sir, they are open.
Why I'm saying this, mumaze iminsi njye mubona nabaye nk'inzererezi, nirwa ngenda nabirekeye nabisigiye. Muri iyi minsi byose abantu barwaniraga imipaka banabimbagazaga rimwe na rimwe, nkanga kugaragara ko ntabizi neza cyane, nkareba ibyo mbabwira, ariko nabaga ngenda, abasigaye hano rimwe nabisigiye mu murangiza. Ariko ikindi kire associated, I hope that should be resolved. Ariko what remains a problem that we need to keep discussing with our brothers and sisters from the north, is the flow, the movement of people. Dufite abanyarwanda bava hano mu Rwanda bajya muri Uganda. It's difficult to explain it because on the other side of the border, they are using certain criteria kubo bemerera bajyayo cyangwa kuba badashaka, not only kutabashaka gusa, they arrest them. There are people who have been in prison in their dozens, actually running into hundreds now. Some of them are in military prisons, others nobody knows where they are. Some have, and how did we come to know this? Almost every week, there are people who are brought and dumped across the border. I think you find out the names, maybe some of them might even be here, I don't know, because some of them are small business people, bafite small business bakora back and forth. Twajya kubabaza akatubwira ngo you know what, maze muri prison imyaka 2. So what happened to you? Kabango no. Twabaza nabo our friends from across akatubwira ngo you know, this was an illegal immigrant. He was staying in our country illegally. But he has been in prison for 2 years, no charges, nothing, until they decide to just park them on the truck and bring them and say, you cross. 2 years in prison. Abandi, months, abandi. Ukamaze say, what did they charge you of? Bati ntacyo. Ati ahubwo usibye ko ibintu byanjye byose babitwaye. Abavuga, oh, I had gone to buy spare parts, ngewe mechanicien, mechanic. Nari nambutse nagiye hakurya kugura ibyuma, nari nagiye mfite $3,000. Baraza bansanga mu gahoteli narayemo, baramfata. Arayo mafaranga narayabuze, barayatwaye, ari abandi actually bakakubwira ngo no, actually bari bafite na permission. Hari nabo rwose bafite legally bagiyeyo legally. Ariko what is happening that is disturbing on this part? Aba banyarwanda bamwe bafatwa, it is on the advice y'abantu y'abandi banyarwanda. Mujya mwumva something called the so-called RNC, abantu bahoze hano ba Kayumba, Nyamwasa n'abandi, who some of them are in South Africa, abandi bari muri Uganda, abandi bari Burundi, and so on. Nko kuvuga ngo bo bafite authority on the other side, they work with authorities akabwira ngo no, uyu munyarwanda agomba kuba ari umuntu uri mu system y'u Rwanda, ni umuntu utumva RNC, utumva ko dukwiye kurwanya u Rwanda, dukwiye gukuraho Kagame, dukwiye gukuraho RPF. So wongu, in fact, hari izindi case, hari abantu bafunze. Hari nka case y'umuhungu, umuntu kera yahoze mu gisirikare, is a young man, umuntu witwa René Rutagungira. Ariko so wenyine ndamukoresha as an example. hari n'abandi bari muri iyo kategori. Uwo René Rutagungira bajya kumufata, and this is something I took up myself with even the President of Uganda. So abantu ba RNC who have been given free hand for recruitment muri Uganda, for abitwa ngo bararwanya government y'u Rwanda, byaba mu refugee camps ziri muri Uganda, baba basanzwe baragiyeyo mu bundi buryo. In fact, yuri even an illegal, the so-called category, uri mu category illegal immigrant muri Uganda, the best way to live there and be facilitated is to say you are there because you are against the government of Rwanda or what is happening in Rwanda. Then you are safe. And so uwo musore hamwe n'abandi basore bamwe bajya mu Uganda just to survive, bakora imirimo yabo, n'umuntu wavuye mu Amen to when was it? It's around 2000, 2001 or 2 aho ngaho. If I remember, I can see you don't seem to know about it. Ariko ni early 2000. Huh? It is the 90s. Oh, I thought it was around 2000. Now, but how they came to arrest them, and he's been in prison with others. Abantu ba RNC baraba-approaching not so long ago, about 2.5 years. Banza maze nawe igihe kinini mu prison. So they wanted to recruit them. So abasore baranga, why did they want to recruit them? It's because they knew them, they knew they were in the army. So they've been looking for people like that to recruit for RNC with the support of Uganda. So abahungu baranga baravuga twebwe ubuzima bwacu, we are surviving, we are just doing our own things, byo ntabwo tubizi. Baravuga ngo okay, niba mwanzi, you are actually not going to operate safely in Uganda, we are going to cause you problems. Bashaka kuba blackmailing. The others actually refused and said, no, please, whatever problems you have with the government of Rwanda and so on, so that's your business. Go ahead with it. We are not part of it, and we are not part of government anymore, or the system. We are not going to join you. We want to do things for our own survival. Then what happened is simple. By the way, in Mvuga, we have evidence. And I have discussed it with my counterpart in Uganda. There are meetings we had in Addis Ababa, Hawaii Summit. We met twice on 2 days during the summit, directly. We're talking directly. Now, and I raised this. So what happened? This group, you musore René n'abandi, aba RNC bakorana na security services zo muri Uganda, baravuga ngo you know what, aba bantu baza hano banze kutwumva ngo babe part of us. Mumenye ko aba bantu noneho baba batumwe na government y'u Rwanda kuza gutera ibibazo hano ndetse no kwica abantu. Kwica abantu b'Abanyarwanda bari hano bari opposed to the government of Rwanda. Uwo mwanya baba framing the charge against them, barabafata. government ya Uganda yemeye kubikora cyangwa yabo yabikoresheje nuko basanzwe bashyigikiye ibyo bikorwa bya RNC muri Uganda byo kurikurutinga abantu bagomba kudestabilizing u Rwanda. Niko yagiye, niko bamufashe, they tortured the fellow, they tried everything. Hanyuma of course ntacyo bamusanzemo. Umwana we ati giye murarinda munyica, giye nta kintu muri bumvanemo kuko ibyo mumbwira ntabwo ari byo. Baramubika mu prison n'ubu ni hakiri nabo bandi babafatanye. Hashize iminsi ubwo mbajije Perezida wa Uganda muganira mwereka ibintu RNC iriho ikorera muri Uganda kandi isa naho ifite abayifasha bari mu system. Abura nsanga aranabizi, sanga uwo muntu aramuzi, sanga ngira ngo barabimubwiye. Ariko hashize iminsi ubwo twararangije kuganira charges zirahinduka. Izihora zihinduka n'ubu zarahindutse ejo bundi aho numviye. Ubwo ariko jyaho nagiye kubimenyera n'abavandimwe be, his wife, his mother, they wrote so many letters to me bambwira bati umuntu wari udutunze, umuntu urutunze imiryango yacu bamufatiye hakurya, ntabwo tuzi ibyo ari byo, please dufashe mutumenyere ibyo ari byo. Bavuga bati kandi birasa nkaho birimo leta ya Uganda, so niyo mpamvu tubikubwira nka perezida, turagutakambira ngo dushakire ukuntu aba bantu barekurwa kuko nibo badutunze. Nicyo cyatumye I brought it up with the president himself of Uganda. But you know, arambwira ati icyo twamufatiye umuntu icyo bamufatiye ngo baje kubona amakuru ngo ko hari umuntu yishe. Hari abantu bagiye bapfa muri Uganda kenshi b'abanya-Uganda. In fact, sinanjye ubivuga, murabibona mu binyamakuru bya Uganda, ntabwo ari ibyo byandika, n'abanya-Uganda babyandikira bakavuga ko muri abo ngabo bamwe bapfuye bicwa na system ya Uganda ubwabo kubera political reasons zabo. Ibyo ntabwo bindeba, ndavuga ibyo abanya-Uganda biyandikira mu makuru. Bimwe bikaba impuha, bavuga ngo ni impuha zandikwa na opposition yo muri Uganda, ibyo ntabwo bindeba, it's not an issue. Baravuga ngo muri abo bantu bapfuye bamwe bari muri opposition ko bishwe n'abo bana ko ari cyo babafungiye. Fine. Ariko muri icyo kiganiro genza kubwira president, ndamwe nti president, Rwanda does not want any problem with anybody, let alone with you. No one wants a problem at all. Twebwe, we are busy doing our thing, trying to do whatever we can for our development. These issues of getting involved in moving the bihu is none of our business. Ndamubwira nti rero genda bikurekeye, I've left it to you, deal with it the way you want. I am saying this directly to the president. It's not a message I sent, it's not, no, I was talking to him. I said, it's in your hands. Deal with it the way you want. But you know that this is just fabrication. And it's part of the problem because some people in your government are actually helping these people to destabilize us. That has already happened. Nabwo mubwira cases of things that have happened here on the hands of those people. Byatangiye kera muri za 2010 or 9 or something. But I leave it to you because it is in your country. I have no say. You'll attend to it. But he promised me he's going to look into it. Recently, ngiye kumva numva babihinduye ubucaji ngo nuko kandi ntibaramu mu military court ntabwo baramutwara na roya we umunya-Uganda umuburanira from his relatives have been telling me Koroya yagerageje ngo bamushyire no mu court, whichever court they want to try him in, kuko azi ko ari ibinyoma. They have refused to produce him. He's still in prison. Noneho ngo babihinduye according to his relatives and his lawyer. Avuga ngo in actual fact bamufatanye imbunda. This is the latest. So ariko imbunda bamufashe, he was just on the street. I think he was in a bar or something. There are CCTV cameras that show how he was arrested. Had absolutely nothing. Ngo bamufatanye imbunda, so they want therefore to validate that iyo mbunda bamufatanye, but it has come just like last week or 2 weeks ago. Umuntu bamaranye a couple of years. So but that says it for everybody. The other day, since there is a family of people they arrested, they made them leave, man and wife, kids in the house alone. One was 7 years old, another 4. Babusigaho until somebody rushed from here to go and look after the kids. A number of them, nobody knows where they are. And we have the Minister of Foreign Affairs is here. We have given them names of all people we know have been arrested. Those we know where they are, we have said they are here. The others, we've told them, we don't know where they are. You are the ones who know where you put them. Some of them, they have agreed, they have said, yes, we know where they are, we know them. Others, they say, we don't know them. So there are 100 or hundreds of people arrested, either. Some of them are known where they are, no charges leveled against them. Others, after so much time, they have released them and thrown them across the border. Others, nobody knows where they are. And every time, for the last 2 years, we've been discussing. Now, why am I saying all this? I'm saying that this has resulted into our government advising Rwandans, say, don't go to Uganda. You know, the other day, there is where Kagame said something in public, and Uganda took issue with it. And I actually, at first, I also took issue with it. Yavuze public, you remember that thing? I first thought maybe he didn't have to say that. I said, no. And I told him, I said, why do you need to say that? People should be free to move around. But from that time, so many more have been arrested. And then these relatives have been contacting us and saying, our people are missing, they are arrested, they have done this. And I tell these people, I said, you know what? We have no means, we have no ways to answer for this ourselves. What we have done, what we are capable of doing, is to raise it with the authorities in Uganda. And I have raised it to the highest authority, personally. I said, if the highest authority have raised the matter with cannot do anything about it, you understand that, or doesn't want to do anything about it, you understand the problem I'm in. I cannot answer for, so even coming to me to ask me if I can do anything for people who are being arrested in another country, especially in this style, on this case, I actually have a problem. I have nothing I can do about it. And I have told these relatives, using Kavarebe's I said, you know what? The only thing I can do is to advise Rwandans not to go to Uganda, because unless you are sure you are okay. But you can only be sure you are okay if you are against us. that is the only way you are going to be safe there. If you go saying, I am actually coming here because I want to do something back at home, can you help me? Then they will come to you, but I can't advise you to be doing that. The only thing I can advise you to do is not to go there. This is the only thing I have been telling these relatives of these people being arrested, who raised the matter with us. So while we are saying these borders, really you need to do, at least don't create an excuse for anybody. Those people in charge of the infrastructure, the local administration, the immigration, and so on, do whatever you can quickly to allow the flow of goods and people, especially at this point, because that's where the problem is, that is Gatuna. But I have also come to accept that we can advise Rwandans not to go there unless they are sure. But please don't go there saying you are our enemy, because you know that is what will give you the leeway, because we don't need any Rwandese as our enemy. No, we need them as part of us, doing what we can. But really, ordinarily, there is no need for people to go anywhere. It's the same thing. It's what has happened with the... is there much flow of Rwandese into Burundi? Do we have a lot of people going to do business in Bujumbura or other places? From what you know, I mean, the people who deal with it on a daily basis. Ntabyo muzi abantu ba immigration n'abandi ariko ntabari hano cyangwa local government ishyaka. You have no, I'm sure you must be knowing the movement of people, what's going on. In Burundi abagiye bameze bate. Ariko twe ntitubuza abantu, by the way, we don't stop people from these countries coming here, and we don't touch them. We haven't been touching Ugandans, we don't touch Burundi. Whoever wants to come here, they come here. But it has become too difficult for Rwandese to move to these two countries. So what is going on?
Your Excellency, nkuko mubivuze ntabwo tubuza abantu kugenda, nayo bibaye nukubarinda. Ariko iyo ugereranyije ku mupaka w'Uganda ni Burundi Buganda niho hari movement nyinshi kurusha hariya hepfo.
No. Ndavuga ariko abantu mu Rwanda officially baramuvinga bakajya Burundi, Israel, they do business there, they come back. Abanyarwanda
baratinya, mu cyo gutinya kuko araho naho i Burundi baba harasingaga cyane, ngira ngo baratinya. What is,
for example, the reduction from the numbers of the people who used to go there when things were normal, and now what is the percentage? Immigration wako wapi? Yes?
Your Excellency, imibare tubona y'abanyarwanda bagiye Burundi yaragabanutse kuva igihe batangiye kubaharasinga. Tubona abasigaye bagera abanyarwanda batinyuka kujyayo n'abajyayo bafite impamvu wenda hari nka bene wabo bagiye gukingura. Cases ngizo ariko tubona ko hagabanutseho 70% yuko abanyarwanda bajyaga bajya Burundi. Kuko numbers
it was reduced to about 30%.
30% nibo bajyayo ubu ngubu, Your Excellency.
Naba benshi ingera ngo nabaturiye imipaka basanzwe bafitanye, but still 70% reduction is very significant. But it came as a result of the problems they were facing on the other side. So it is almost similar to what the problem we are having with Uganda. We are going necessarily to see a significant reduction of people moving there, and this is not something we should be blamed for, because it is not actually coming from us, that it's coming from the other side, when people are not feeling safe to go the other side. But as I said, if you come to me and say, my family members have been arrested in Uganda, they went to Uganda the other day, and say, please, we want you to help us. What should I tell them? What should I do? Other than saying, you know, I have raised this matter about other cases, nothing has happened, so I can only advise you not to go there. Those who haven't gone there, if you don't want problems for which you will come looking for help from me, just don't go there. Going back to James's initially what I thought was ill-advised statement, it has now come to be validated. Yes, this is what is happening. Now, other things. For people who know, who remember, who have memory, it's not so long ago. Around 1998. Do you remember somebody called Seti Sendashonga? Muramuzi. Do you also know an author or some academic or something called Prunier? Gerard Prunier, you remember him? Has anyone seen his book called From Genocide to Continental War or something? Does anybody know about the book? You are really something. There is a book he wrote. I think it is From Genocide to Continental War. In that book, you should look for it. He gives a story of before Seti Sendashonga died, in 98, how he met him in Nairobi with generals from Uganda. And he even mentioned the name. He mentions the names. And he says, he was actually, he says personally, he was in the meeting. In fact, he's the one who introduced, before that meeting, he's the one who introduced Seti Sendashonga to Uganda, authorities in Uganda. And from that, he says, then subsequent to that meeting, they had a meeting in Nairobi with the generals from Uganda. And the meeting was about putting together all means to support Seti Sendashonga, even militarily, as long as he can also mobilize Rwandese, which he said he was doing and already had a few hundreds, according to him. So they put up a plan, and he says, so he was saying, I'm saying it with authority, because I was in the meeting. And Prunier hasn't been very friendly with us, as you also know in other cases. And in fact, even in that, he's trying to say, in fact, this is why Self-reliance died. Because when we had been planning this and had put him in contact with, and everything was coming together, that the government of Rwanda thought that Self-reliance had crossed the line. And that's how he came to die. Well, so my reason for pointing out this is to show the cycle of things that have been happening for the last now 20 years, where while we are meeting here, trying to see how we should develop and move, there is somebody somewhere saying, we will not allow you. It is a repetition of that. It's the same thing coming back. So this was, you read carefully, and it has elements of truth in what Premier was saying, because we actually had that intelligence that indeed those things were happening. The things he wrote in his book. As to whether actually Self-reliance died because he had crossed the line, I have very little to say about that, but I am also not apologetic about it. So, in our discussions with the leaders of Uganda, many of those meetings, there would be foreign ministers, Louise Mushikiwabo, before she left to become Secretary General, would be there. The frank exchanges that, in fact, one time I also sent her, several times. Another time I sent, or several times I sent this General Zawamwita, who is head of our security. We have received the emissaries coming from the other, and we've been talking about how we can resolve these matters. Our position, our stance in the past, now, and in the future has been to say, why don't you help us to get rid of these problems? They are not necessary. We will continue to beg to, in fact, in one meeting, I told the president of Uganda, I said, you know, President, I'm begging you. I used that word. I said, I am begging you. Deal with this matter. It's not necessary. I don't see how Uganda benefits from it. Of course, we don't benefit from it ourselves. Then there was a case that keeps coming up about a man you also know called Rujugiro, who is to be here. He has businesses in Uganda. Whatever he does, but I was giving the president information, I said, you see, he's doing businesses there, then he's passing money to people to fight us, and so on and so forth. One time he told me, and I had no quarrel with that, he says, you know, well, first he told me he doesn't know Rujugiro. I had to prove to him that he knows him. So, so that matter was resolved. We put it aside. Then we went to, then he told me something, I took it the way it was, and I'm going to go, you see, the problem with you Rwandese, you need to know how to differentiate politics from business. I said, thank you, sir. I said, but sometimes business and politics have no dividing line. Sometimes they are just, and I was going to say, if somebody is giving money to groups or to a group to destabilize another country, I don't think this is just normal business. Is it? Would this be normal business? No. Then I, at the same time I said, okay, even this one, President, I'm leaving it to you. It's you to manage it the way you think is right. Then another time in a meeting, I asked the President, I said, President, I have heard all these problems that I am bringing to you that are serious to us, and they cause us unnecessary challenges. But maybe these things are happening because you have a problem with us, or there is a problem actually we have created for you or for your country. Can you tell me what the problem is and I address it? And there was nothing. And I was saying, I'm just being frank with you, I'm being honest with you. I don't think anyone needs this problem. I don't need it, my country doesn't need it. Can we address it? I said, if you have anything against Rwanda, I'll go back home and address it. If you tell me what it is, I'll go. Even if I don't know, I'll go back home and ask others I work with and say, have you been doing these things to Uganda? There was nothing. So I said, but for me, I have given you this whole thing. Some of the things you said you don't know. The others, there is a different explanation, and so on and so forth. I said, still, I'm leaving it to you to address it. This is where we are, and still I'm leaving it to them to address. For us, we need to concentrate on what we need to, that is our development, that is protecting it, that is doing more of development for our people. But now, here is the other practical thing I wanted to come to. In the whole process, and that's why I started by asking, I said, haven't we had enough challenges to learn from that we shouldn't be repeating the same mistakes about what we are doing for ourselves or how we are doing it? So I'll give you examples. In fact, now this brings in the private sector as well. We sat here, we agreed, we've been discussing it everywhere. You are the ones who brought up something called Made in Rwanda, isn't it? I thought it had a very important meaning. Minister of Commerce. Made in Rwanda, Minister of Industry. I thought it had a huge meaning. I think we wanted to do things here, as many as we can, for export, but also for our people, isn't it? That's why we run into problems with some developed countries' markets. When we said we want to make clothes, we don't want to use the clothes. Isn't it what we did? But so it's the same thing. Do you want food made from somewhere else? Can you grow your own food? Do you remember here in another retreat when I even put the question to you, is when we talked about chicken and eggs and something. Do you remember? Which retreat was it? The last one or the one before? Huh? 2 years ago. 2 years ago. 2 years ago, we haven't still been able to have chicken and eggs produced here because we were raising it. I think it was something about where they come from, and there was a problem about it. And I said, but why do we need to wait until some eggs are thrown at us? You know, because that also happens. In fact, those who throw them at us, it's because they have excess. But why don't we produce our own for food, for what we need? So, can you, Minister of Agriculture, tell me why that should be a problem? In this day and age, producing eggs, having a chicken and having them producing eggs, is it rocket science? We have to still invest millions in research about it, or what? What is the problem?
There is no problem, Your Excellency. Actually, we had taken decisions not to let the dumping, and then it was made, and it
Yes.
happened just in 2 years. We were able to do it.
Now you are doing it.
I
Is
recall we had to stop the dumping.
I hope so. I also hope you did, because it seems even with our challenges, dumping might not seem to be a problem for us. I mean, psychologically, the mindset, if we here don't see that having any kind of dumping here is a problem, then we are the problem. Absolutely. Even the fact that we actually came to that point 2 years ago where we talked about it, because how many years have we been here? So we needed to have addressed it long ago. It didn't have to come 2 years ago. These are some of the simple things we can be able to do. So that, because you remember I also mentioned in the same, suppose where they are coming from, people decided to say, we are not going to send our eggs or chicken to Rwanda. What happens? That means somebody starves you. Isn't it? So why should you put yourself in this situation where your livelihood depends on somebody else, on things you can afford to do? This is why I started with what I started with. Why do you make yourself vulnerable even on matters that you can afford to do for yourself? What is the problem? No, I'm still with you on telling you more stories. The Ministry of Health. Do you remember the case of, I think we discussed it also, I don't know whether it was circumcision. Young people, primary, secondary school children and others crossing the border and in their hundreds. And when you asked why, what is going on, they say they were going for circumcision. And I asked the minister, I said, 2 points here. There is, what is this device which, prefix. Has anybody heard of something called prefix? You heard about it? It was invented here, right? By Rwandese, and they was working with an Israeli company, if I remember well. A military doctor, I think, right? This is a device that has, is known for its effectiveness, its efficiency, its prefix, a device that was made here. So I asked the Minister of Health, I said, aren't you ashamed? Shouldn't we be ashamed that we have something of a world renown invented here, but we don't use it? We have, the others are using it. In West Africa, in fact, I was told many countries have found that to be the most efficient way of doing their thing. But so I asked the minister, I said, what happened? It was invented here. We should have scaled it up, even if it meant government involvement, putting in money. And we do it, and not only that, export it. We should be the ones exporting it, not others selling it to us. These are the things I'm telling you I don't understand, I cannot understand. For people like us, who have grown and, to an extent, thrived in the hardships, to keep missing these things that we should be doing. Ariko ntabwo ari ministre ya health gusa kuvuga ngo even our mayors of these districts and where people cross and go to other countries to get services, we are known better for by the rest of the world to be giving our own people, then to find that actually in the end it flips on its head and we are going for these services from somewhere else. There is something terribly wrong with the system, with you. There is no question about it. So up to now, Minister of Health, tell me what up to now, what happened? I've never understood it. Can you attempt to explain to me again? Not only did it did not happen once. Even after we had said it and so on and so forth, they still found people are still going, and when they asked, so what happened? Tell me, because I wanted to deliver my point of what I'm saying, of how we can almost be blackmailed on things we are capable of delivering ourselves. Why do you accept blackmail? Tell me what happens.
Your Excellency, icyambere, we didn't align the means to the demand we created. kugira ngo abo bana bacu bumvise vuba akamaro ka some concession.
Yes, but why should that arise? Is it because the minister didn't think about it? Is it because all of us somehow we get paralyzed and stop seeing things the way we should be seeing them? What goes on is really the main point I want to raise. What happens? What happens to the mayors who see children in their hundreds crossing borders, going somewhere else? What do they think is happening? What happens to Minister of Education and the heads of schools seeing, in fact, the way they saw it, these children crossed during the school week. It was not even on a weekend. No, they just moved en masse on a school day, and when they were... Now, suppose actually the other side had arrested them, like now they are arresting people. Do you come rushing to us and say, or their parents, they come rushing to us and say, our children have been arrested in Uganda? The first question is, what were they doing there? How did they go there in the first place? And the answer would be, oh, they had gone for circumcision. Is this serious? Huh? So, Minister of Education, it's the Minister of Health, it's the Minister of Local Government, it's the governors, it's the mayors, it's everybody. How do children of this age make it habit? They don't even hide it. They go en masse during the day, during the school week. And you find it normal, all of you, that this is something that nobody should be bothered about. How? Huh? Diane, I'm still waiting for you. I want to understand it. But as much as I'm waiting for other people to tell me what is going on. Huh?
Your Excellency, we don't find it normal. Binateye isoni ntabwo rwose tubona ko
Muteye isoni. Murashaka kwishyira mu position aho namwe muteye isoni se. You no longer, you people, you know, no shame. Eh? Even we invest heavily in the provision of water to our population, but we still have people crossing borders for water. Water. People cross just as a habit, even if there is water nearby in the same distance, they still cross to pick it from the other side. Now, I can't just say there's something wrong with this person or the young person who crosses and goes to pick it. I actually find something more serious with us, the leaders, who see that happen and they see nothing wrong. Secondly, where there is no water, maybe there has not even been pressure for these leaders to have government put their water sources for them. It's normal, because they have found it normal, that you can be crossing borders to go and fetch water instead of providing water to your own people where they are. Even schools. Schools, do we need to have children cross borders going during the day they are on the other side, in the evening they are back, and they are probably getting the same quality of education there as they would get back home. But because nobody sees nothing wrong with that, then it happens. Now, even for business people, now I'm coming to you. Because there are things you should be providing, that you are capable of providing to your own people, to your own market, that you are so careless about and you actually don't provide. In fact, you end up surrendering your market to others because you can, and sometimes you do it so poorly that you think making your thing more expensive, well, it compensates for, at least gives you the profit you want, and that's it. So people on the other side who can provide the same thing you're providing cheaply, bring it here. And you, in fact, without knowing, you have created an unnecessary competition for yourself. But it goes on and on and on. You know, honestly, even water, even namazi, water, soap. On one hand, we say, oh, we produce water, we produce soap. But what happens? When your people don't access it, and they end up having to access water from somewhere else, because yours, and by the way, your water which you're making is so expensive for Rwandans hasn't even been so attractive to these other markets. So that's why some people end up closing shop. People come the next day and say, you know, sometimes people want even a government intervention. It's like, you force people to buy my thing. I mean, you know, let me tell you another story. You know something called the Semerwa, right? Prime Minister, do we still have this blood thing to actually fit an investment? No, process shorten it. You know, Semerwa can't produce enough cement at all, far from enough. Then they are very expensive. Then the government, if you tell me governor, so what is next? What is next is that they think we can stop cheaper cement coming in so that they make money. Imagine. So we stop cement from the region that is cheaper to come in, maintain the expensive cement from Semerwa, which they are not producing enough of, and that is business. So I'm really disappointed that something additional. Iyo Semerwa, government ifitemo shares, hari n'abandi bo hanze bafitemo, nibo the majority, bafite majority shareholding. Bafite fitawa. Ariko, for them, they make profit. You know the tricks they use, including transfer pricing, including all kinds of things, but they have no loss. Every loss is on the back of government. So nabajije Prime Minister nabwo ariko ubu icyo mwashyiriye investment muri Semerwa is to absorb the loss made by the company so that your partner makes profit. And then you're not even supplying even a quarter of what is needed in Rwanda. If mvuga you business people, murabizi ariko PSF man. Murabizi? Yeah, tell people because ndababwira bakibwira ngo hari ibyo mpimba.
Bivuga n'ibyo kabisa.
Yes. Yes, this is what happens. So government's duty is to absorb loss and allow a partner to get away with the profit. But still, Abanyarwanda get nothing from it. And then, so, kubera ko government ifite mu ruhare, we should stop cement coming from Uganda, from Tanzania, from wherever that is cheaper, to protect them. I told them, we are not going to protect them. First of all, I advised these people, I said, why don't you give it to this company, private company, 100%? Mwe murakora miki. Kuko, either they will do better, provide cement, and make profit, or they will close shop, which is okay with me. Yes. Why should we have cement and tell lies that we manufacture cement, but it is a cement that just brings only loss to you? What sort of business is that? So, Prime Minister, ntabwo numvise ngo process ahigeze ni hehe?
Your Excellency, twabwanze kubarura agaciro ka shares zacu dufitemo kugira ngo dushyire.
Ariko ntimuzi abantu bazi, ntabwo mufite abantu bazi kubara mubarura amezi angahe ubu? Muri aba bantu ntabazi kubara. Kubarura ni iki?
Twarabirangije. Hanyuma ubu twabwiye bari atwadufanya kugira ngo bamenye niba bashaka kuzigura tubaha iyo chance d'abord kugira ngo twemere ko bazishaka. Timeline ukwezi kumwe. End of March. End of March turatazishyira ku isoko rusange none tuzigurisha n'abandi bazikeneye.
Ubu turi or close it. Yes.
Aba South Africans bari bakirimo bemeye kuzigura twazibaha shares zacu hanyuma banze twakira ku isoko tuzagurisha n'abandi bazikeneye bakajyamo twe tukavamo. Ariko twa end of March.
Ntawe uzazikenera. Kerezubara imibare ya politics. This is called political mathematics. Bajya baka naho ibindi bitaguha ntabwo numva imibare bagomba kubara amezi of this small thing, small industry. Very clear. Where you are making loss, it is clear. If you are making profit, it is clear. There is nothing hidden. Yes. I don't see why people spend so much time. Anyway, I want this thing done and done with very fast. N'ibindi bimeze bityo. Yes. Minister of Industry. Ibindi bimeze bityo ni ibihe. I want to help you close them down and allow people who want to do good business to do good business.
Your Excellency, twari turimo gukora assessment za industries zivuga ko zifite ibibazo ariko tukareba actually zifite ibibazo kuko it's poor planning where you can also recommend exit kuko hari always a mindset yuko government will bail out.
Ejera microphone.
Sorry Your Excellency. Ibyo navugaga nuko twakoraga assessment of all industries zifite ibibazo ubu ngubu kuko hari mindset yuko government will bail them out even if troubles ziri mari either due to mismanagement or poor planning or lack of competitiveness on the market. We wanted also to recommend zimwe to be close down. I think izo turimo kureba on restructuring twari twabiganiriyeho was on Kinazi, kubera ko tunarebye whether we could attract a private investor. For now, I don't think he would raise any appetite kubera their financial status. So we would rather restructure it first, and then when it becomes profitable or break even, we can propose it to private investors.
Yes, but for me, time is of essence as well. All of these stories we are talking about, what time frame have we given ourselves to do these things? Kuko, for me it is between, on these matters, between yes and no, there is very little room for anything else. Either you are doing it and you think it makes sense and you are giving it a good direction and you finish with it, or make quick calculation, you find it doesn't make sense at all, you close it. But you can't stay between yes and no forever. Yes, it has to end. From the beginning, ibi byose nibi bibazo tugirana na neighbors bacu, ibi byose bikwiye kuba now hitting us in our face. And then oh, after all, why didn't we put a school here? Why didn't we put water here? Why don't we put, why do we have our people being arrested left and right? for most of the things they go to do somewhere else are things they can do here. They benefit, and our people benefit as well, the people of this country. Right? Yes, there's no reason we have to be in this kind of position unless you have given up, you have surrendered. Aho navuye n'ibibazo byose nta kintu nabonye kiri impossible for us to overcome. So, therefore, I think, or we think we are making a good progress until somebody reminds us and tells us, you know what, I will not let you have it. So we are being told, therefore, no, we will not let you have it. But I think we must have it. It's a must. It's not something you approach with a divided mind, with in a half-hearted manner. I don't think so. And when I hear somebody say, no one can destabilize our country, I agree. I agree with that. Meaning somebody is saying that. I agree. No one should actually be destabilizing that country, but that country should also not be destabilizing others. I think it's a fair deal, isn't it? Yes. It's a fair statement to say when you are another country that no one can destabilize your country. I agree with that, 100%. Why should actually anyone destabilize your country? But in the same breath, why should you be the one to destabilize other countries? That's the question that must be answered. Let me end on this note. You see, for this Rwanda. At least that's what I think. I don't know what you think. You're free to think whichever way you want, or whatever you want. For me, I have learned the lessons of our struggles, of the hardships of our country. I have learned lessons from that. And a number of lessons I have learned. One of them is, the most important for me is, I am not in control of what somebody else thinks about me, plans to do against me. I'm not in control. It's that person. But I must be in control of something. And that is what happens here in my country. So you can destabilize, attempt, or do it actually. You can do us harm. There are many things, people who wish you ill, many things, bad things. There are many things they can do. You know, even at a personal level, you can kill somebody. You can shoot me with a gun and kill me. That's a possibility for some people. But there is one thing that is impossible, that cannot happen to me, and I wish it shouldn't happen to our country. Nobody, anywhere, can bring me to my knees. Absolutely not. Because coming to your knees is your choice. I think it's a choice. There are people who make choice to be brought to their knees. But that's a no-go area for me. You can't be brought to your knees. I can't. I don't think our country should ever be brought to our knees. But people will do harm to you. They can attempt, they will do. Maybe they will succeed here and there. But bringing you to your knees, I think, please, men and women of my country, you should never accept that. We are better than this. Yes. We are much better than that. And the most final thing is I have raised with our friends in all these struggles. I have really been as elaborate as I can. I have told them, I said, look, I have begged and begged. Maybe it hasn't, but I have come to a point where in that begging process, I have raised a few things. I said, in a relationship, country to country, or even for me personally, person to person, there are three types of relationship you can have. One is we can be friends, we can be allies, we can work as closely as anyone can. And that's my choice. That's what I want. And if that is the choice of the other party, they will never find us wanting. They will never fault us with having failed to respond as good friends, as good allies, never. we are honest friends, we are honest allies with anyone who wants to be friends. The second type of choice of relationship is you can say, you know what? Why don't you ignore me and I ignore you? And we have nothing to do with each other. And for me, that's fair. If you tell me, say, this is my choice, I'll say, please have it. Let's each do our own things without bothering about the other. And for me, that's also fair if that is your choice. It's not my choice. I told you my choice is the first one. But if people you relate to think this is the choice, I think it is even fair. It's quite fair. But there is the third one. The third one is, he said, you know what? I don't like you. Not only do I not like you, I will always cause you problems. We will always conflict. Then I say also to that, since it has not come from me and it will never come from me, then still that is okay. We can live like that, and let's see where it takes us. But that also means you should be building capacities to sustain that. Meaning, in my case, in our case, we should be able to say, okay, if somebody has just sworn to keep causing you problems and enmity, we should be building capacities to contain that so that it doesn't overwhelm us one day. So when you keep coming to us with the problems, then we should be able to deal with that, to absorb that. In other words, I'm saying it will not come from us. It will not come from this country, it will not come from me, it will not to seek problems with others. And I even don't want it. But what if others have made a choice to bring the problems to you? They should find you ready to absorb it. Absorb it, contain it, and make sure it doesn't give them what they want. Of course, all that becomes costly. It diverts resources, it diverts attention, it does what, but we should be prepared for that. That's what it costs, that's the price. The price of stability and continued well-being and growth and is there. The price is there. That means we need to do the best we can and have to both to make progress, but also to defend the progress we are making. And to prove this point, as you have seen, we have been provoked, people crossed the borders, killed our people. We have not even responded. It's like nothing has happened. Murabi is our southern province. The number of border crossings and killings that have happened on our side and a lot of things, but we were able to see that somebody wanted trouble with us and drag us into this mess. So later on, when they have dragged you into these kinds of problems, like the intention was in the South, then you start looking the same. You are the same. They have their own problems they are struggling with, which they want to attribute to us. So they actually wanted the validation of saying, you see, the problems we have are not actually ours, they are coming from the other side. By managing to suck you into this kind of situation, they would have achieved that. So we denied them that. Even with this other situation, we are going to deny people that kind of chance. Whoever provokes us, left, right, north, south, we will mind our business here, and I hope people will give us a chance to be able to mind our own business, and for them not so much mind our business. We don't need other people to come to resolve our problems because they have heard that we have one problem or another. It's our problem. Let's own it. Let's try to resolve it. If we are so bad or so weak or such a, we are the ones to reap the consequences of that. But it is ours, it's our thing. We need the chance to be able to manage our own situation, not, as I have kept saying, we shouldn't be following the rules set by others. No, we need to set our own rules for ourselves. We need to make more choices. Even these rules should be based on choices we make about ourselves, our country, and so I think I have given you more than you wanted, but I thought it was necessary to clear the air and your minds, and but there is no free lunch. I am telling you all this so that you also respond the way you should in action, so that we deliver for our people who are waiting for us. Asanteni sana.